Thanks, Rick, and hello everyone. Nice to see such a lovely big crowd. As Rick said, I'm actually talking about my mum today, and she's 86, and she's pictured here with my rescued greyhound Blossom, who was rescued by Friends of the Hound. My mum grew up in the 1930s in Toowoomba, and when she was about 10 years old, she actually witnessed live baiting. Mum lived across the road from a large park that many of you would know, Queen's Park. And early one morning, the family heard awful noises coming from the park, and they went out into their front yard to see what was going on. Two men were using kittens as live bait for their greyhounds to chase and maul. Incredibly, they were doing this in daylight hours and in a public place. My grandfather yelled at the men, who quickly moved away, and he rang the police, but the family never ever heard if the men were caught. In an otherwise happy childhood, Mum has always said that she has never forgotten the sounds of the kittens' screams. It's just a short distance from Toowoomba to the infamous greyhound trial track at Churchable near Gatton. But there was a huge interval of 75 years between when my mum witnessed the terror of these live-baited kittens and when Animal Liberation Queensland investigators Mark and Haley proved with their footage of possums and piglets on lures that live baiting was still occurring in our state. It is upsetting to think about, but I think we all realise that the almost certain probability that live baiting will have occurred throughout that long period of time in different Queensland locations. There will have been enormous numbers of utterly innocent animals who have died dreadful deaths as live bait just for the sake of the disgusting greyhound racing industry. It goes without saying that the day when Queensland follows New South Wales' brilliant lead in banning this industry can't come quickly enough. Only then, given the character of significant numbers of people in the greyhound industry, can we really be sure that that live baiting will never ever happen again here. And I know that everyone will keep campaigning until they can tell their mums and everybody else that greyhound racing is finished once and for all in Queensland. Thank you.
Our last speaker today, another good friend of mine, is Shay Neal. He is the president of Animal Liberation Queensland. Shay and Animal Lib have campaigned to stop the construction of a new greyhound track in Logan for a number of years. And more recently, ALQ, through investigators Mark and Haley, were responsible for blowing the lid of the repulsive and incredibly cruel practice of live baiting. Yeah, give him a round of applause, please. Shay, come on down.
Wow, what a huge 18 months it has been. 18 months ago, in the final stages prior to the Four Corners expose, we certainly could not have predicted the fallout we've seen. So I give my sincere respect and thanks to everyone who's played their part, to all my colleagues at Animal Liberation Queensland who have invested so much in this campaign, especially our brave investigators Mark and Haley, to our colleagues at Animals Australia, especially Lynn White, whose careful strategic thinking guided much of this campaign. To the brave investigators interstate, to our friends and partners at Grey 2K USA, Friends of the Hound, Gone Are the Dogs, AWL Queensland, to all the other groups and leaders that have been leading this change around the country, and especially to the late John Kay. And to all of you here today who have written letters, made phone calls, volunteered your time, made donations, cared for these beautiful greyhounds, and come along to rallies like this, I thank you. And special thanks to the organisers of the rally here today as well. And we praise Premier Baird for the brave decision to ban greyhound racing in New South Wales. While Queensland and Victoria and other states may be holding firm in their support for this cruel industry, the recent New South Wales ban has definitely added to the rising pressure on the government and on the industry. They all have very clearly acknowledged they are on their last chance. But we don't think cruelty deserves another chance. The McSporran inquiry here in Queensland basically found the same issues as the New South Wales inquiry. The only difference was the government here chose the easy option of regulation to attempt to restore public confidence rather than the bold move to stop the cruelty and death by banning the industry. The industry in Queensland is the same. Live baiting was found to be widespread. Thousands of healthy dogs killed every year. Many simply disappear. We have seen the industry, including those at the highest level, involved in cover-ups and brushing these issues under the rug. And the hundreds of greyhounds that die all the time on the track and after their races. And as mentioned by our previous speakers, we're seeing a real groundswell here, a growing opposition to cruelty and death caused by this industry. It may not be banned in Queensland tomorrow, but I don't think it's no longer a question of if it will be banned. It's only a matter of when. So I encourage everyone to get involved or stay involved. Let's keep the pressure on our local representatives, write letters to the editor, speak out to our friends and family, adopt a greyhound if you have room in your life for one of these beautiful animals to care, give them the care they deserve. Get involved in groups that are fighting for the greyhounds. Donate to support our campaign, donate to support the rescue groups and others. Keep coming to rallies like this one and keep updated and respond to further developments. And please take a flyer from our stall over next to the marquee, and we've got a few volunteers floating around with 6 simple steps you can help take to make sure we win. So the greyhounds, like many of those beautiful dogs around us here today, are victims of this cruel industry, and they are relying on us. Together we can continue to grow this movement, and together we will win.